begins.
What's going on? Happy Friday night, Saturday morning. Um, Man, I haven't done just a live stream on YouTube in quite a while. Um, so yeah, we're here, and appreciate whoever watches this video, hits the like button, subscribes to the channel. Appreciate that. Um, we're just going to talk a little bit. I'm sure most people are still watching Focus Trip. Um, Shout out to him. He's got a great following, great channel. But we're going live over here. So, welcome to the Red Dawn Readiness channel. I am known as Red Dawn currently. I've had many channels: Red Dawn Resistance, Red Dawn, all kinds of names that have been demonetized from YouTube. But I'm Red Dawn Readiness on Instagram and Rumble. So if you go to those platforms, feel free to subscribe or follow. But yeah, we're going to be having the discussion about, does better gear translate to better performance? And there's short answers and long answers to this, but the main crux of it is, if you suck, does not matter what gear you have, you are going to continue to suck. So there is a balance between your abilities and the equipment that you have. And someone with extremely high abilities can get by with not so great equipment, and someone with decent abilities may see some performance improvements from better equipment. And someone with fantastic abilities will see even a greater level of improvement with good quality stuff. So, yes, for the short answer, better gear does make you perform better. Um, Having better glass can make you see better. Having better kit can slightly help, as long as it doesn't fall apart. So, if your kit's falling apart and stuff like that, then obviously that's not good. And by better, we're not saying you need the best gear and the best equipment. What's up, Live Life? Good to see you, brother. Always in the building. So yeah, thinking about this is, I've seen, as I've gotten better in my abilities and more fit and more dry fire practice and more range practice, I've also gotten better equipment along the way. Um, and I have felt like making some of those adjustments and doing things kind of in a progressive manner has been aided by having some better equipment. Does adding a compensator actually make you a better shooter? No, but it can hide some of your mistakes a little bit better. Usually that's what better equipment does. Everyone makes mistakes, even fantastic, talented, highly skilled individuals, but better equipment can mask those mistakes. Oh, it is late. I usually have a yawn sometime in my late night lives. Sorry if I caused someone else out there to yawn. But having better stuff does give you a slight edge of performance. And some of the things that I think have improved my, uh, I'd say, experience more than I would say performance. Um, but obviously, having more magnification allows you to see better. So now, do you need the best gear? No, but the better gear you have, probably the better performance you'll get out of it if you know how to use it. Um, And also, sometimes better doesn't necessarily mean more expensive. Sometimes it just means better suited for you. And that I think is the key that a lot of people overlook. Sometimes people buy expensive stuff thinking that they're going to get better performance. And if you have not trained or gotten used to the equipment or made those adjustments that you need to make to be a better shooter, to be quicker, then you're not going to see improvement. You're going to spend money on things that, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. I'm not opposed to being like, hey, don't buy anything until you're better. No, it's okay to buy better equipment. Should you spend that money on training? Yes, but buying something takes you a second and training takes time. And that's the crux of a lot of people's decisions is if I buy this, I'll be better in an instant, and if I go to training, I'll be better over a few weeks, right? So I think if you can buy better equipment and your equipment isn't up to par, if you have equipment or some piece of technology or kit that is causing you trouble, then I believe you should replace that immediately because none of us know how long we actually have until anything kicks off, right? Until something happens. So it could be tomorrow night, it could be 20 years from now. We don't know. But the point of this channel and the point of why we do what we do is just to be as prepared as possible. And in a Minuteman space, your goal is to be prepared quickly and expediently because we don't know when you might be called upon to use your equipment or abilities or knowledge. And the other part is to transfer that into as many people as possible, right? So, um, I did a review over there. Is the Griffin armament? I don't know if you can even see that, but I also purchased a Griffin armament suppressor and buying a better suppressor for this rifle. I'm not saying that it's a better suppressor than the suppressor I have, but it's better for this use case. I'm going to get slightly better performance because, and by performance, I don't mean just a quieter shot. I mean, my rifle is going to be slightly lighter, it's going to be better balanced. I probably will be able to manipulate the gun a little bit easier. I'll probably be able to uh, do a draw to first shot slightly quicker. The weight of the gun is allowing it now to be able to be in more of my control. Now, do I have the ability to control a rifle? I would say yes. But I would say with the wrong equipment, um, or slightly worse for the use case, then it's going to see a decrease in performance. And I think that buying the right equipment, which is better for your use cases, is going to give you some performance increases. Um, so that goes into, like I was saying, I did a review over there of the Griffin Armament 1 to 8 LPVO, and there was some people in the comments who were really pissed off about it. Um, and well, that's fine. They can be as pissed off as they want, but I like the optic and I actually get better performance out of that optic than some other optics within its price bracket. For me, it works very well. For the use case that I'm using it for, which is to take longer shots past 100 yards, um, with a more accurate, quick acquisition, quicker calculations, type shooting. G23 reviews, what's going on? Like, for instance, G23 reviews is in the building, and I think he would see an improvement by using a more superior, better ammo, such as 9mm versus 40 caliber. I think you'd see a performance increase there, right? G23. Um, so yes, having better is better for the use cases. And as technology comes out all the time, um, you will see things all the time that catch your eye. And it's important that you don't always just grab the newest, best thing. And I think in the modern era, with the amount of selections that we have on the market, I think that buying the more proven stuff is definitely the way to go. The buy once, cry once thing is definitely true. Um, and by true, I mean it hurts to buy expensive things, but it hurts more. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this. It hurts more having issues with something that you wanted to cut a corner on or something you wanted right now and have to buy another thing. The one positive about that is in the tactical 2A space, whatever you want to call it. The equipment, as long as it works, like, did you die? What's up, Big Fish Little Boat, MRH 0661? Good to see you guys, man. Um, you can always sell it. So if like let's say you start out with Hollow Sun and you could sell that Hollow Sun and have a little bit of money towards something slightly better. Um, the use casage of starting where you're at, I have always said there's nothing wrong with starting out with what you think is best for you at the time, whether that's a backpack, whether that's a water bottle, right? Whether that's your camouflage, your pants, your shoes, whatever you can afford, dude. We're not in the business of ragging on each other for making efforts. Everyone's pretty much an adult in this space, so everyone has to work and has responsibilities and bills. So anyone who makes an effort into being prepared, being ready, should receive a certain level of credit for that. And there's nothing wrong with going along the road and changing things out. And like one of the things that I made a pretty decent size purchase on, I feel like, is the Grail titanium water bottle. I mean, they're, a water filtration system that I think is superior and better to a Life Straw, to a Sawyer. And I think the Sawyers are very good. I just think the Grail water system is better. It's easier. It costs more. You can cook using the same things that you drink your water from, and you can filter water quicker and on the fly. So spending that money, is a good investment. If you can always buy the best thing that's there on the market and it doesn't affect you financially, I believe you should. Um, like a lot of people right now are saying uh I think it's called I know it used to be called the Eleanor. I forget what it's called. But it's the new Vortex scope. It's like 6 grand, 5 grand, right? But if you got enough money to where you could buy that and it doesn't bother you, and you can, it, I mean, if you have to sell like a lot of things to get something like that, you probably don't need something like that. And also, I don't think the performance on a $6,000 LPVO is far greater than a $2,000 LVPO, such as like a primary arms. Uh, what are they calling it? The PLXC, the Night Force, which is around 3,000. I don't think by spending 6,000, there are diminishing returns in some of the money that you spend. Um, like, is there something so much better than a Geisley Super Duty that if you have a Geisley Super Duty, then you should feel like, hey, this is not enough. I need a Knight's Armament. I need a full Radian rifle, right? Like, I think you get to the point where what you have is good enough. And using Geisley as an example is probably not the best example, but it's a rough idea of, does this piece of equipment get the job done for you, and is it a pain to use it? That's kind of the question asking of replacement. Is like, is there a level of effort that needs to go into using this product that is actually causing more energy than the energy it is to replace it? Um, Weighing that balance is something that each person has to do on their own, right? With what they have. So yeah, I mean, we do live in the era of extreme hyper marketing, um, where the newest, best, flashiest, most recent is the best. Um, and it's not always the case. It might not be the best. It might be actually totally equivalent to what you have. So Not riding hype trains and things like that is something that you should avoid. You should avoid the hype train, especially if you know you have good equipment, or just because something's on the market today and it's brand new and there's a million videos about it doesn't mean that it's better than something that came out 2 years ago. Um, Something that's been out for 2 years may have a better track record, may have a better um, application towards the market. Let's use Glock, for example, right? Like, is the Glock Gen 6 better than the Gen 5? Maybe. Is it worth the upgrade to upgrade and trade in a Gen 5 that you've had a lot of practice with, you've gotten good with? That's an individual decision. That decision would have to be based upon if you think that the energy in doing the upgrade affects you or not. So it's each based upon person's income, how much money they have, how much money they have to spend, and things like that. Um, I personally think if you have Gen 5s, and that's kind of like what we're thinking here is if you have something that's a few years old and you already get good performance out of it, then do you need to replace it? Probably not. That's probably your money is probably better spent on upgrading something that actually needs to be upgraded, right? Uh, maybe you get a better optic. If you have a Gen 5 with a hollow sun, right? Which I personally don't think there's anything wrong with hollow sun. I've had plenty of hollow suns, they all work. They're not my favorite. They don't have the best quality of coatings on the glass. But overall, they work. But I would say if that is your end of the world gun, then you could upgrade that optic to something better, a Trijicon RCR, a an Aimpoint Acro. Um, Still, many people like the RMR, but the handgun itself is going to get the job done for many, many years to come. And you could put a Radiant on it, right? Something like that. But is it worth trading it in to lose additional money on the newest hot product? Probably not. Probably not. So that is just some things that I wanted to talk about. And what are there any kind of like purchase dragons, upgrading dragons that any of you guys have chased that the juice wasn't worth the squeeze? Because I would say like, for instance, upgrading a rifle, right? Going from a PSA to a Geisley Super Duty. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the Geisley, absolutely phenomenal rifle. But I would say it's not as important as upgrading, say, your optic system. Like, I'd rather see you stick with the PSA and upgrade your optics to better optics before upgrading your rifle. So once you have a Surefire, a good optic on your gun, everything else on the gun is fantastic, right? I think you're better served doing that first. And then if you want to upgrade the rifle, then that is another thing. Um, like the PSA Saber, fortunately, is not the products in the gun are not made by PSA. It's really a mismatch of products that are assembled by PSA. But I mean, overall, I think that is a more wise decision to make. Surefire or Goon Beam? So, I mean, I love my Goon Beam. I have a Goon Beam on that Geisley Super Duty. It's on the other side, so you can't see it. It's against the thing, but there's a Goon Beam right on this Geisley Super Duty. It's fantastic. I do think that if you have a Super Duty, okay, here's another how you should upgrade. Okay, instead of buying the Surefire flashlight, why don't you upgrade your Goon Beam to uh, a better pressure pad, right? I'm not saying the pressure pad that the Goon Beam comes with is like crap, because it's not, but it is better to have like a Unity Axon button or a mod button or something like that, which you can actually use on a Goon Beam. Fortunately, I'm on YouTube, so I can't touch anything, and I will not touch anything. We're not on Rumble. So Yeah, I would take the Goon Beam and get the Surefire end cap adapter, and then I'd get a Surefire end cap. And then when you finally get a Surefire, you could utilize those things with the Surefire. So that is, I think, the steps one should take, because grabbing a Surefire to then have to buy a pressure pad and an end cap and all this stuff, because and from my experience, they don't come with any of that stuff. I also, with my Goon Beams, I upgrade the mount. I don't use the 1913 mount. I don't want an extra pick mount on the side of my gun. You can buy a better M-Lock mount, Scout mount. You can put the Goon Beam on a Scout mount, and you can upgrade your mount and your pressure pad. And the Goon Beam light itself is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So the path you take in getting better equipment, I think, is a key to saving money and not wasting time or money on things that you may not really need. Um, you ain't gonna have time to hit that trading post before the mountains. Yeah, you're not. You're not. That's why I'm saying, is it better to have a PSA rifle with much better optics, flashlight system, pressure pads, uh, a foregrip that you think gives you better control over your gun, getting rid of this horrible foregrip that you have? I think so. I think have the way that you set up your equipment is more important than the equipment. And that it still costs money to set things up the way that is best for you. But I think there's, like I said, with going from Geisley to Knights, it's like, do I need to go from PSA to Geisley when I don't even have a good red dot on this thing? I don't even have a magnifier. I'm still using an extra pick rail, and I'm going to transfer all that over to my Geisley, and now my Geisley is set up like crap. So, yeah, PSA is better than Bear Creek. Bear Creek is not a viable option, in my opinion. Like, I see guys who are like, my Bear Creek is good, and I have a Bear Creek and it runs. I had to take it to a gunsmith. He had to do a little such and such. It runs, but overall, I mean, you can get your Bear Creek to run. If it works for you, dude, it works for you. I personally, if I'm just going to buy something and want to use it out of the box, I definitely think PSA. Now, PSA you can pull it out of the box and then not work, dude. Like, I've have family and friends that have bought in PSAs that have serious issues out of the box. So, I mean, that it is what it is, You get what you can afford, okay? And if somebody owns a Bear Creek Arsenal and they want to make others who that's what they can afford feel like what they're getting is going to be okay, then that's fine. That is their stepping stone. At the time, in my opinion, I am never going to say just go without any firearms until you have the money for the good stuff. Like, no, get firearms right away. How much you got? Go get one. I don't care if it's a Taurus, a Bear Creek. I don't care what it is. Get it, because it's still, even if it sucks, it's better than having nothing, than throwing Ninja Stars you got at a flea market 20 years ago when you were 12 at an intruder, right? Like, having something is better than nothing always. PSA runs. It works as good as the shit I had in the U.S. Marines, except the saw. Yeah, I mean, so as long as you get one that works, which I believe majority of them come out of the factory working, I just know that you can get a dud, which you can get a dud in anything. I just think that the chances of getting a dud from a PSA versus a Geisley is more likely, and you just need to test it and train. And I think Bravo Company Upper would be a good first choice. I completely agree. I think a Bravo BCM upper would be a not just a good choice, a really good choice. Like, yeah, you cannot go wrong with that. Um, I think even above a PSA is going to like a gun store where they built the upper and it's there. And they have a built upper on whatever lower, a spikes lower, and that's what you're running. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that either. Um, granted you trust those guys and they, they've test fired it and you can ask that question, have you guys test fired this? And um if there's any issues, can I bring it back that you could work on it? Because buying from a local gun store, you actually have the luxury of being able to go back there and say, look, dude, I just bought this a month ago and I'm having, failures to extract, and what's going on here? Oh, you know what? Let me take it to the back. Let me see if I can test it. Yeah, okay. Hey, I got another bolt here. I'll swap the bolt. Whatever it is, they can figure it out for you if you aren't someone that can troubleshoot it. I know a couple people who have been blocked from PSA because PSA refused to honor the warranty. Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know if you guys have seen the warranty that's coming with the Sons of Liberty Mark One. It's the best freaking. I mean, granted, you're paying upwards of over $2,500 for the rifle. If you're a veteran, I believe Sons of Liberty gives you like 10% off. Um, and I think it starts at like 2,700, and then for other paint jobs or something, it goes up to like 3,200. But yeah, they're lifetime perpetual warranty on that gun. If anything happens, they'll send you a replacement part. If you shoot out the barrel, they will send you a new barrel. If you get arrested using the gun and they take the gun, they will give you a loaner Mark One to have until you get your gun back. Uh, that warranty is amazing. Now, like most companies aren't doing that. Um, and if you buy a PSA at the price that it is, it's like the fact that you even have any kind of a warranty is surprising. Um, so I mean, your best bet is to take it to a local gun shop and have them work it out. There's no promises probably on a $400 upper. I mean, there's nothing. So all my AR-15, I have a ballistic advantage barrel. Yeah, pretty much all of mine, either ballistic advantage or Roscoe. Um, there's some people that think Roscoe's better, and some people think Ballistic Advantage is better. Overall, I believe Ballistic Advantage is a brother sister company to Aero Precision, and apparently Aero Precision is going out of business. There's also been some reports about Ballistic Advantage barrels over the time, and that some of it wasn't very great news. But I haven't had any issues with a Ballistic Advantage barrel. Actually, I believe this is a Ballistic Advantage hat because their rep I known for a long time. He comes into our store. Also, this entire live stream is sponsored to you by Always Armed in Orlando, Florida, FFL in Orlando, Florida. If you come across that part of town on Orange Blossom Trail and Lee Road, then go check out Always Armed. Absolutely phenomenal guys. Great advice. Point you in the direction of things that work. And yeah, just want to give a shout out to Always Armed. But I think it's all in who you talk to. My 9mm upper was missing the BCG. I called and they sent me one out in like a week. You bought a complete upper and they didn't ship it with the bulk carrier. That's hilarious. Did y'all know Mark Wayne Mullen is the senator who got the ATF to return my AR-SBR? Yep, he hates the ATF. Wow. Shout out to Tim Harper. What's up, Tim Harper? Good to see you, brother. Aero is moving out of Washington State, I believe, because they can't operate in the state of Washington. Yeah, I'm not sure. Focus Trip did a show on it. I checked it out. I don't know how accurate all his information is, but he seems to be pretty accurate of a guy usually. PSA sold a ton of ARs. I forget how many lowers I have. No problems, but I'm not the guy to run one into the ground. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing is is, I'm sure their lowers are fine. I've had PSA lowers and I've had no issues with them. The biggest thing I've even seen on lowers is just the trigger fitment. Um, Sometimes you can have where they don't mill out enough, like on the front end of a trigger and where the hammer moves and that space in front of it sometimes can be um, a little bit not fitting very right, of like drop in triggers. Like some drop in trigger will drop right in, and another gun, it's like it drops in, but the hammer won't go. So, I mean, overall, I think that level is pretty well managed out at this point. But I would always kind of lean towards a spikes lower over a uh, PSA lower. That's just me. I think if you want to build like a play rifle or something, a PSA lower is fine, and arrow precision lowers have been fantastic. I know lots of people have great, nothing really to say about arrow precision lowers. What's up, the Armsman? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Um, Armsman makes some fantastic holsters. Armsman, I need to bring you this flashlight, and I need you to make me a new Kydex sheath for a knife so that I can mount it into my holster. And the holes are on the opposite side of which if it's left-handed, the holes are far away from the holster, and if it's right-handed, the holes are far away from the holster. So I want the holes for the Kydex sheath, the grommets to be on this side, inward. We'll talk about it. I just put a DTT L3 FRT in a spikes lower, getting ready to go waste some ammo. Shout out Murphy's Law. That sounds like a party time. Party time, excellent. I'll be at the shop tomorrow. I was there today. Okie dokie. So yeah, I mean, dude, can you get better by buying better gear? Yes. Yes. But you know what? When you got bad gear, you can also get better at sewing. You can also get better at fixing guns. So the point of the matter is just always be getting better, right? Like that is the key to where we are as human beings is the sun goes down and comes back up, and every day you get another shot at life. So you need to try your best to improve and keep moving forward, not move backwards. But yeah, that's just a little bit of advice for PSA or Geisley or whatever. Is the most important part of your rifle is your barrel, your bolt, and your gas system, right? And a lot of times your buffer can include that because that includes how much gas and how much reliability is in the rifle. Besides that, once that you have a functioning rifle, the next thing is your optic system. Your optic system needs to be good, and you can't. I wouldn't say go buy a Geisley and have I don't know. Let's see. What's like a Sealy optic? Please don't do that. There is no need to have a Sealy rifle red dot on a Geisley. And I'm not even saying that it's a bad optic. I'm just saying that you should make a better investment in your optic system than spending all that money on a rifle and not having an EOTech, an aim point, a Sig Romeo 4, or just something better than an Amazon quick to your house under $100 red dot. Hey, I put a Sealy on a Staccato XC. Yeah, I mean, look, bro, there's exceptions to everything. You got to make a holster out of it. Nobody cares. You're running competitions with it. You might even be. There's probably dudes who do run competitions with it. Honestly, I mean, but a pistol red dots are different. I'm talking about you making the investment of whether or not you should upgrade your rifle or spend this much money on your rifle. Looks like a 3D carrier group is headed to Iran. And maybe the 82nd Airborne Division may be going as well. From primary to secondary is good practice. I noticed I am not as fast. So a little bit reason why my stream was late is I actually got wrapped up in some dry fire. um, I set a par time of 6.99. So I want to be under 7 seconds for the 155 check drill, which is low ready, one shot on the beep, transition to pistol, 5 shots pistol, pistol away, reloading rifle, and 5 shots on rifle. And, there are little certain measurements that you can calculate, right? So, like from low ready to first shot should be under 1 second. From that to a transition to pistol should be under 2.5 seconds total. And if you can accomplish that, your next, right there, you're under 3.5 seconds. So keeping it under 7 is being able to put that pistol away, get your rifle out, reload it, and get 5 shots off in less than 3.5 seconds. Um, which is great to practice as well, right? You could even have a beep where you have your pistol out and it says beep, and you put your pistol away, reload your rifle, and get in 1 shot off. You can break every mechanical part of a drill, of a skill that you need to work on, and put it to a timed measurement, and then wonder why you can't achieve that. Is it you're not getting your magazine to drop out of your gun, the way that you're holding the gun? Is it the fact that when you draw your mag, you're constantly not getting a smooth insertion, and maybe you need a magwell? I mean, I'm not saying you need a magwell, but is a magwell on your rifle going to improve your mag reloading? Um, those are things that we all kind of chase the performance dragon on once you're really tracking this time measurement. Yeah, Iran was burning a statue of Ball right before the strike happened. Yep. Yeah, get ready to defend your neighborhoods. I actually saw a post that said something about Amazon packages with certain things that go boom in them, and I don't even know how that could be possible unless they work at an Amazon factory or something. But aren't those people like constantly surveyed in the Amazon warehouse where it like literally tracks everything they do and how long they use the bathroom? I don't know. Anything can happen at any time. This is kind of why, at this time, man, I would say you're pretty much out of time when it comes to upgrading stuff. If it ain't ordered already, or you ain't about to hit order on it right now, you might not get it before the shizzy hits the fizzy. I just got a bunch of packages from Amazon. Nice. Did any of them explode? I mean, you're here now, so I guess we're good, Israel sent out those papers and radios that went boom. Yeah, they did. This war is just a distraction to keep people focused on something. I think Ronin Prepper, let's talk about this. We can talk about this. This war is just a distraction to keep people focused on something other than the files. All right, so it is a distraction, but it's not only a distraction. This is a distraction that can change the course of the world and how everything is like your day-to-day life. Really sitting on the brink of World War III. I mean, granted, they're using it as a distraction. We need this to go down now. So they're expediting certain plans to create the distraction, but the distraction itself is totally real, and I think could seriously spill over into a larger distraction that takes us away from the files that is more detrimental to our lives. Nice Armsman. That's what I'm talking about. Gas went up to $10 a barrel today. Wow. Was it $10 a barrel? Isn't that cheap? Or is it $100 a barrel? $10 a barrel. That sounds like dirt cheap. How much is in a barrel? Why we're paying? There's got to be more than 4 gallons in a barrel because we're damn near 4 gallons paying for the barrel. Oil. Okay. I live in the county, And no, my neighbors, I do suggest everyone have a UV5R wrapped in aluminum foil. Yeah, yeah. Just paid $3.89 for gas. Insane. Wow, you must not be using regular. 42 gallons in a barrel of gas. Really? Supposedly up to 200. Wow. Okay, that's what I thought. Um, gas is up to 200 a barrel. Is that what you mean? And there's 42 gallons of gas in a barrel. Is that it? I figured they'd be more than that. But dude, like now is the time to be prepared and be ready, dude. It is damn near go time. Red Dawn used to be on Tactical Turkeys. Nice to see you. Smashing that bass. What's going on? Good to see you. I remember you from over at Tactical Turkeys. Yeah, I used to go on lives with those guys a lot. Big Fish Little Boat was just in here. I don't know if they still do live streams. I know they've been putting out some more videos recently and stuff. Shout out to the Tactical Turkeys. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, better every day is like where we all got to be at, and there's not many days to keep getting better. So like I said, I was late to this, just working on reloads, working on a tactical reload, which is grabbing my mag, swapping mags, putting it back in my pouch. Um, I was working on pistol draws. I was working on reloads with the pistol, muscle memory of grabbing that mag from the same place every time. Um, you'd be surprised how those wires can get crossed in your brain without extreme amount of muscle memory attached to it. They do not. They all have seemed to go their own way. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Smashing that bass. Um, smash the like button. Yeah, Tim Harbour, appreciate it, man. Um, so yeah, man, I'll just share some things. We were over here getting some zeros done because I switched around some optics. So we wanted to check some zeros. We wanted to confirm zeros. So that's the final product there, a 36-yard zero. We started up all the way over here. And I didn't have my manual. I couldn't remember like how many clicks do what. I was guesstimating with a red dot. So yeah, that's that. This was 50-yard zero with my top acro over there, acro on the top of the scope. And then this was, I think I grabbed this one because this is a 100-yard zero, which I needed to be 2 inches um, above impact, 2 inches high impact at 100 yards because it's a 13.9, and that's what the chart says for that optic. And when I've ever done that in the past, then I've had accurate holds. I do need to calculate that at some shorter distances. So if I'm 2 inches high at 100, that means I'm probably like 3 inches high at 50, or maybe not. Maybe I'm dead on at 50. I got to check. I think it's probably more dead on at 50. Usually get some rise. It depends where you zero, I guess. I need to figure that out. Anyone shoot 35 grain 5.56 rounds over 4,200 feet per second at 120 psi. I'm on the G22 40 gang. 40 gang in those. Nice. I just set up my 11.5 Fortnite version the other day. Only got the digital by at the end of the year. I will have real nods. Nice. I paid off my second Geisley Super Duty. I have the 13.9 and the 12.5, and then yesterday I paid off the 12.5. Saved myself over $500 in interest payments. I had to sell a rifle and I had to sell a Glock, and but it paid off what I needed to pay off. So yeah, RDR gang, Agorizer, my brother. Good to see you. But yeah, things that I've gotten to make me better. Okay, so Um, I went from a scratched up 3x Vortex magnifier, Micro 3x, which is a very good magnifier. Except the guy who gave it to me dropped it off his truck one time and scratched it. But he gave it to me, so I really can't be mad at him. It still worked good, but I ended up getting the EOTech 5X. Um, I ended up getting the SMX Trinity Laser, SMS Trinity Laser, which gives me a lot better fitment on my gun with the HRF Skiff, which is the red dot with the little piece that sticks out of the Unity mount. So it sits kind of like a Hydra mount from GBRS. It's a 2.2 versus a 2.9, which GBRS is, which I like. I do like the Hydra though. I do like the learner mount from GBRS. I actually do. I think that you have to move your body less to bring the gun up and pull the trigger, and I like simple. But I'm happy and used to the 2.2. But the reason the SMS laser I think is an improvement from the HFXC is because the HFXC SMS laser has white light, IR beam, and vis laser. And the Trinity has three. It has IR beam, IR laser, vis laser. And I already have a white light on the gun, so I don't need the white light. So I saved some weight. I saved being able to where I could place it because the battery compartment's on the side versus the back, so I could back it up closer to my optic. And I had to spend a little bit of money to do that, but overall, it is a better fitment for the setup that I have. I'm not making a big investment into a laser because the nods that I have are not mine. They belong to a friend that has two sets, and if shit hits the fan, I'll be using his nods. So I'm, that all the stars have to align for those nods to fall onto my helmet. So I'm not making. I have a laser. I believe it'll work decently enough. I'm gonna get some reps with it. I'll probably get the nods with him, and I'll set some presets of how I want it to go, and that's it for me. I would love to, if the world continues on, to put some nods on a payment plan and spend the money and get some nods. RDR, I got that scope I bought from you mounted on my M1917, and it does a great job hitting out to 500 yards. Nice, Tim Harper. Yeah, I mean that thing can do it. It's a 3 to 18. Is it 3 to 18 or 3 to 15? I think it's a 3 to 18. It impressed me, Tim. It's a factory OEM Glock upper on a 940 V2. Nice. I like running a separate, I'm thinking he said IR light with adjustable focus. It gives you versatility for distance instead of being locked into one focus on what an illuminator gives you greater distance on 5.56. So smashing that bass, the HFXC actually has adjustable focus on the illuminator. You can tighten up the beam and give you more distance, or you can spread it out and diffuse it. It also has a diffuser cap, so you can take the diffuser cap off. You can zoom it in. You have that flexibility. I do think that adjustable focus on an IR light is, I think, like you said, it is important, which is nice. The unit actually has that. So I kind of wish my white light had it, but it is what it is. And overall, the white light will get the job done as well. And yeah, without Drew in Oregon, I would not even own a Surefire anything. So yeah, shout out to the brother Drew in Oregon. He's probably sound asleep right now. 30-06. Yeah, you're smashing 30-6, 500 yards, no problem. But yeah, those are just little things. Like I think changing the mount on your optic, you'll see better performance, right? Like let's say you have the PSA rifle and then you get the SIG Romeo 4XT Pro, which is actually what I use on my 12.5. I think adding a Unity mount will give you slightly better performance than the stock mount. You're cutting a little bit of weight, you're getting a little bit of higher elevation on the dot. In my opinion, I would take a lesser red dot on a Unity mount before I'd want my Sig Romeo 4XT Pro on the mount that it comes with, being shorter and lower. I like my optics a certain way. I guess I've trained that way. Person I train with runs high optics, and we've gone through a lot of mechanics and worked on things to the point where I'm just used to it that way, and that's my preference. But like everyone's gonna have their preferences, and you just have to build out your setup, because you could even just buy one of those little short risers and put everything on a short riser and boom, use the factory stuff it comes with, and you might save money buying the riser. Now you're stacking metals, which is increasing weight. So instead of cutting weight, you're getting the height, but you're not cutting any weight off the thing. So it all just kind of depends. There's so many products on the market. You have to kind of weigh like what is it that you need? Does it do the job that you want? The Alpha Foxtrot Romulus 2011 is dope. I started carrying it. Dang, dude. I would just say be very careful carrying 2011s. Very, very careful. I've seen some situations, heard of some situations, and it scares me. I don't even want to own a 2011. Not that I don't think they're cool. I would rather have a decked out Glock than a 2011 for me, because the decked out Glock's going to take the same magazines as all my other Glocks. Even though the Staccato, they got the Staccato that takes Glock mags. They got the what's the one? Not the Honey Badger, not the Porcupine. I forget what it is, but they have the Stealth Arms Platypus. That's what it is. That takes Glock mags, which is dope. It can make you better in the short term. Yeah, that's exactly right, Rip Curl. And without practice, you don't even know what better thing to buy. that's the funny part of buying things just for the sake of it. Like, dude, if you haven't been training, you don't even know if you're gonna get anything out of it. You might hate it. You need to train to realize, like, actually, you know what would help is I've been training, and I would like this. Then you have a better understanding of your purchases and decision making. Training is the greatest factor in being good at all, right? But once you have a certain level of skills, you may realize, like, you know what, I'll stop having that problem with this product. The one issue that I seem to want to do is X, right? And whatever that might be, could be, I don't know, could be anything. I'm not going to get into it, but there could be things that you realize along the way. You could actually just be at the range and run someone else's gun that has XYZ product on it, and you're like, why do I run your gun better than mine? I've been shooting mine thousands of rounds. And he's like, oh, well, probably because I have a 2.26 mount on here, dude. Like, do you find acquiring the red dot is more natural, and you're in better posture when you're shooting, which is giving you better control over the weapon and things like that? Like, you may figure that out. I figured that out with my first handgun. Have not practiced in a long time. Probably need to sell a bunch of stuff and buy me a whole do-over. Yeah, that is a thing. That is a thing. You know what's really sad is, like, man, I knew some guys, right, who dumped an exuberant amount of money on equipment and firearms. Problem is they bought them like 12 years ago, right? And the increase in performance, if they spent that same money just today, the type of stuff they have would be so much better. Kind of is what it is. I think we're at the pinnacle, though. I think we're at the pinnacle right now of performance, gear, accessories, mounting systems, optics, the primary arms, PLXC, RDB, pinnacle. Like, what are we going to do to improve this? Make it a 2-20 like like Night Force did, where that exists too already. Like, we are at the pinnacle of this stuff. Okay, so like today, right, you can have an M14 you can have stuff from the past, but like the modern stuff, it's probably cheaper and not as nostalgic or whatever, but like it's probably better. It's just sad. You could have bought something that cost a lot of money back in the day and it's just not as good as something that's out today for a lot cheaper. I think those mags are similar. Ruger P89 holsters fit my FNX Tactical 460 Roland. Nice. I'm just a regular civilian, but I like what I hear from your videos. Very inspiring. Thank you. Hey, Herbie MZ1F. I am also a regular civilian, dude. I've never served in the military, don't claim to have served in the military. I have a lot of friends that have, and I try to gain as much knowledge from them as possible, and I try to gain as much knowledge from myself as I can on my own experiences. So welcome to the channel, dude. Appreciate it. That actually is, it's nice to hear stuff like that, and really appreciate it, man. Welcome to the channel. Hope you sub up and stick around. My A1 is chambered in 223 Wild. Yeah, a lot of companies do 223 Wild exclusively. Amaran Media, what's good, Red Dawn in chat? I'm glad I could catch another one of your lives. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you came by. Johnny Propane, it's been a minute, dude. It's been a minute. Good to see you, dude. So nice to see everyone again. Evening all. Yeah. We got some good people in here, man. Yeah, I mean, I just figured I'd share some of that stuff. I mean, it's crazy, like the little mistakes you make along the way when you're getting stuff, right? Like, are Duramags better than PMags for some things? Is it good to have both? Yes. I have noticed that PMags do not like STAC Kiwis. Anything that has like a Kydex plastic in it, this little sharp point right here, when you shove it in there, kind of tears it up. And if you're not using STAC Kiwis and you're using some other type of mag pouch, then that might not be an issue. I think overall though, these would win. If you can use these all the time, they're actually better than a PMag. Duramags, modern Duramags with the modern follower, they drop out of your gun better. They just have a few things about them. If your gun ever got really hot, they're not going to melt at all, which I've heard some people having issues with. Mike Tango Whiskey, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, is there anything that you guys wish you never bought? Let's put that in the chat. We got 17 in chat. Hope you guys hit the like button for me. But what is something, and we've all done this, right? What is something that you wish you never purchased? And like, even at the time, like I could have definitely not bought this. I'm trying to think if there's anything I truly feel that way about. Probably a plate carrier. There's like a Tacticon plate carrier. Wasn't the worst thing in the world. It's just I wish I didn't buy it. I wish I would have went a different direction from the beginning on that. I don't think Tacticon even exists anymore. Their plate carriers really weren't that bad of a quality. I just wish I didn't buy it. I hated my M1A. Sat in the closet for years before I sent it back. Got it back, and it was worse. Yeah, I feel you on that. A holster that was for an Olight. What a perfect one. Yeah. I hope the armsman's still here. A holster that was for an Olight. Yeah. That would be one. Just if anybody's still running an Olight, and not all Olights, I mean the little square ones, like just ditch them. Okay, ASAP. Get rid of the Olight, the small ones. The new Olight looks very nice. Even the I forget the name of it. I have one of them, but like the larger Olights that are like the size of like a Surefire or the Streamlight TLR1 size. That one was never that bad either. But the ones with the quick detach thing, actually, I think the bigger one has the quick detach thing too. I hate I like a screw and make a streamline. But the small Olights, I think the Balders, cut them out. Like phase them out. Olight, stop selling them. Sell the new light. Let's never go back to those. Bursa 380cc double stack chest rig. What? Okay, hold on. So the Bursa 380 concealed carry and a double stack chest rig. Yeah, I actually don't have any double stack chest rigs. I don't know if maybe that's why. Like single stack, it's better. Stack them all the way around my body. I just don't want double stack. I really have been wanting to get. There is a double stack chest rig that I want. Shout out to Citadel Defense. I do think he makes a really nice double stack chest rig, and I think the T-Rex Arms double stack chest rig is pretty nice. But like other than that, those are the only two that I would give a chance to, and I actually like both of them. I would run both of them. I should have probably bought the T-Rex arm. I should have bought one of those over the Traps rig from T-Rex Arms. But I like having the Traps rig too. But I hate loading stuff onto chest rigs. You know who did a good video yesterday? I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but it is Goons. What's his name? What's the dude in the pink mask? Uncle OG. Yeah. Oh, I guess it was today. 4 hours ago, it says. Uncle OG. He's got a good channel. Really like Uncle OG. OG, you ever want to have me on? You want to come on? I like your stuff. I like what you guys do over there. That would be cool to kick it sometime. But he did a video on I'm done with micro chest rigs. And I'm not done with micro chest rigs. Like, and this is why, okay? So I actually was listening to one of his lives not long ago, and he was like, dude, if there's a chance that I'm gonna have shots shot at me, I'm wearing a plate carrier. Like, I'm wearing a plate carrier. And I that did resonate. Like, the plate carrier is the number one thing. Like, if you are the Minuteman, and he also has another video, like, you have too much shit on your plate carrier, right? Which is another thing people do. And so like I've streamlined my plate carrier. Mags up front. I actually have a very small, the Agilite GP pouch that sits in the front. It's very slim. So I actually have a 4 mag stack across with a very slim GP pouch. I've thought about putting pistol pouches on it, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to. Maybe I'll just throw one in my pocket and reload off the belt. And another person that had a brilliant idea. I don't know how it's not practical. It is practical. Was Mojo? I think his name's Mojo. Super fast. He's got a channel. I think he's Asian. Shoots. He's really good. His name's Mojo. But he said he doesn't use 30-round magazines because with plate carriers or whatever, it interferes with how high they come up. So he likes to use 20-round PMags with a +5 extension. He's got 25 rounds in every one, but it's a lot more comfortable and it's, less jabbing into tops of carriers and things like that. Obviously, the way that you set up your kit, but it's just something to think about. I just turned a friend of mine just getting into radios. Nice. Johnny Propane, I got one of the awesomest live streams ever with Tim Harper going super deep on radios. But yeah, Tim Harper is a master wizard of radios. But that's awesome, Johnny. Love to hear that. Olight sent me a Balder with a green laser. I still need to do a review. My next video is going to be water filters and purifiers. Yo, Murphy's Law. I gotta go check out some videos on your channel. Glad you said that. The Balder with the green laser, I got one, dude. It's been sitting in my safe. I don't even know why it's in the safe because it ain't valuable or nothing to me. But I'd happily sell that to someone for like 25% of whatever they're selling them for. It just doesn't work for me. There's just nothing about it. I mean, lasers on pistols in general, I'm kind of like, unless it's like IR. I feel like an IR laser under nods because it has a purpose. But like other than that, bro, just fire the pistol. I mean, you could turn the laser on and just fire where the laser is, I guess, a vis laser. But like, it's just one more extra step to where I feel like if you need to shoot, you need to get your gun out and shoot, and it's not turn on a laser. Um, I really like the Gatson defense. Yeah, Gatson defense is dope. I really like the Gatson defense partisan chest rigs. They hold 4 mags and are super low profile and comfortable. Yeah, low profile is where it is. So yeah, going back to Uncle OG and his done with micro chest rigs, what I was kind of getting at is like just slimming stuff down, right? The micro chest rig to where you can hold maybe 3 extra mags and 2 pistol mags, and that's it. Um, and I had this talk with a buddy too. It was like, well, certain types of slimming down, like when we were talking about how the riflemen in, let's say, like Vietnam probably didn't have a pistol on them, right? A chest rig, a jungle rig, um, and a rifle for a rifleman. No pistol, no battle belt. Uh, and he's like, dude, I don't think you're going to be running through the jungle very much. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I will either. So, applying what feels best for you, you still have to like have something that is for the most practical application in which you may need to use this. Um, I got duped into buying one of those helmets once. What helmets? I went straight to Beretta. I still have my Lorson Raven, but the M1A was sold at a loss. Yeah, I mean, but you still got something for it that you could apply to getting something else. Um, Johnny, which helmets are you talking about? Where did I miss someone talk about helmets? Remington 870 12 gauge. Can't go wrong with a Remington 870 12 gauge. Maybe that's what you mean. I got duped into buying one of those helmets once. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I think you'd be fine with a bump helmet, to be honest with you. Like, how many of us are expecting um to like need a ballistic helmet? I mean, if you get shot in the head, you needed it, right? But even then, you may have brain damage and all that. Level 4. Oh yeah. I don't even know if I think there is only one real level 4 helmet out there, and it's like $4,000. The cheap level 4, it's not happening. Not happening. You're lucky if it actually, like I have a very cheap helmet. I have the Redemption Tactical helmet. They're, I don't know, like over $300. I think Hard Hat Veterans makes a fantastic helmet, and they're more like 600. I don't know how Redemption Tactical does it, but I've seen it shot. I've seen tests on it. I have it. Do I trust it with my life? I mean, to me, it's slightly better than having a bump helmet. I still don't want to get shot in the head, regardless. Mm, I think a bump helmet is sufficient, though. Like, you're not gonna like fall down and bump your head, right? That's the key. Taking a bullet to the head is gonna suck. I think also a lot of things. So I've had this thought a lot, dude. If you become an insurgent or a Wolverine, or unless you are like fighting a foreign enemy, I don't know if you can get shot and just show up to the hospital in your resistance clothes. Like the treatment, how you how you going to receive life saving treatment? I guess you're going to jail right after that too. You're going to the gulags after they save your ass. Uh, so yeah, like trauma medical, even it's like you can't get hit, dude. In some of these situations, it's done, right? So like having the armor and stuff, it's like, yeah, I need to have armor. It'd be nice to not have to go and be saved by some armor. On the other hand, I could still take a round if I have it. Like you're weighing a lot of options and variables at this point. Um, so I mean, everybody's got to think about that on their own accord, and it's better to have stuff and not need it than to need it and not have it. Buy a blue UN helmet and paint it. Yeah, and show up right? You show up wounded with the UN stuff. I know I speak English. I'm United Nations from another country. You have ID? No ID. I don't know where it went. It fell out of the airplane. It's probably in Times Square. I have a cheap bump helmet, but we were told in infantry training if you get hit in the helmet, you're done anyway. Yeah, I mean the odds of surviving that without massive brain damage. So that's another reason. I think bump helmets are fine if you have nods, even and if not, a freaking ball cap. Is what it is. Um, I think good hearing is good though. Like if you're running whatever you're running, like I'm gonna tell you the truth. I went as cheap on my hearing protection that is does what I want it to do as possible. And I got the Peltor 100s. And when you put them on and you turn on you don't know you're hearing through these things. They have directional sound and it's odd. You're like, hold on, I just knew. Like when you go from wearing walkers to Peltor 100s, these aren't like the Peltors the military's using, right? Like these are range Peltors, okay? But the sound difference from walkers to the Peltor 100s, it's so weird the first time you put them on. Like if someone's standing next to you and they drop a pen, you're like looking down at the pen, like you know exactly where everything's coming from. It's crazy. Like you almost forget you have them on. In Iran, they were denying protesters entry to hospitals. Yes, that's what I mean. Like, but should you treat yourself if you're not going to die? Hell yeah. I'm actually pretty skilled in medical stuff. So like, I know you might be fucked, but excuse my language. You might be really screwed, like deathly screwed, but it's still worth trying to save someone always. And you kind of know, you're going to know if that person is going to be able to recover at all or it's done, unfortunately. Those things were laying around all over the desert. I bet, dude. It's so hot out there. Ain't nobody trying to wear that helmet all day. Yeah, I mean, there's not too many things in recent times. If I had to think, probably another I would say I regret buying a 7-inch 5.56, a 7.5 5.56, but it was my very first AR, right? And like I'm still using the lower today. Now it's a 300 blackout. It has a law folder on it. It's actually my home defense gun. Is it no longer a 300 or a 5.56? Is the upper completely different? Yeah, it is. Actually, it's a PSA upper. It's a PSA 300 blackout upper, and the rail has been changed on it, but it's still a PSA barrel, and it's still a PSA upper receiver at least, and a PSA gas block and gas tube. And I've had zero issues with it, and I've run it quite a bit over the years. But my cousin had bought the same exact upper, and for some reason his gun would not cycle subsonics. He took it to some guy. He said the go no go gauge didn't have the proper dimensions, and you're having more resistance trying to get the bullet out on a low pressure, and so like he had bought the same upper and had issues. So that's what I mean about PSA. It's like you don't know. Hopefully not, but like you don't know. And they actually wouldn't take care of him either. Those things were laying around all over the desert. Those blue helmets. Oh, the blue helmets. Nice. I thought Dirty Civilians made a fantastic video about the United Nations peacekeepers. Great video if you haven't watched it from Dirty Civilians. Love their channel. Shout out to the Dirty Civilians. But yeah, I mean, this was just some stuff I had on my mind, man, of like, gear does make you better if you got some skills, right? Like if you have some skills, a better optic is going to make you better at seeing. Clear glass will make you better at seeing. Having like, which I've never used, I've never seen, but like the rangefinders on top of your optic, and like, is night vision going to make you see better at night? Yeah, I think it will. Is a thermal going to make you see better at night? Yes, absolutely. A thermal gives you capabilities that you once did not have without that. Um, so let's say a better knife, right? A better knife and better steel. Is that going to give you a longer edge in the field if you have to do bushcrafting with it or split wood with it? Or is your knife going to break? A better piece of equipment there will make you better because you can continue to learn skills, to adapt and overcome, and have stuff that doesn't break is important. And if you have good quality stuff, then there is nothing better. Now it's just, but one of the things about buying something good, right? Like, and we've said this to someone. Um, if you show up with a $3,000 rifle and 15 to $2,000 optics on it, and every piece of your gear is like this on the highest level, you have no excuses. Now you just suck, right? You know that it's your ability that sucks. It's not the equipment, right? That is the one nice thing. When you buy better equipment, I kind of alluded to this earlier. Like if you buy a piece of shit rifle, you're probably going to get better at troubleshooting rifle problems, right? You're going to spend some time having some conversations with a gunsmith, and you're going to learn a thing or two in the process of trying to make this thing work. But at the same time, you're wasting time that you could actually be improving your skills. And that's a trade-off. It's like um, a lot of people come to me on the range. I've worked under a gunsmith for a little while, and I work at a gun store, and done a lot of building. And there's guys who have better skills than me who still ask me, how, hey, can you fix this for me? Hey, I'm here. Can you take this trigger apart? I think there's something there. And I'm like, it sounds like you may have like a primer stuck in your trigger, like, or in your safety. Your safety. Why is my safety not working all of a sudden? I have a great quality rifle here. It's like, it sounds like something stuck in there. Sounds like something got jammed in there, right? Oh, let me take it apart. Yes, there's a primer that fell into your safety, right? Like having the ability to do all that stuff is fantastic. But like when it comes to like having to defend yourself, having to fight, those skills are not going to save you. You're not going to kill people with your ability to take guns apart. Um, so you need to have the skills and can't be wasting your time fixing a million things all the time, or having issues, or having an optic that just cannot get a zero, or using ammo that you cannot get a zero. Right? Like, is using better ammo going to make you a better shooter? Not at like 7 yards, but at 100 yards, yeah. At 20, 200 yards, yeah. Using higher quality stuff, Swarovski scopes are awesome. Peak level Swarovski. My father-in-law swears by. That's his ideal hunting scope is Swarovski. Um, but what else did Tim say? Buy a blue UN helmet and paint it. No, there might be blue UN helmets everywhere at some point. Another creepy thing was cruising on a like interstate for hours in the middle of the desert, middle of nowhere, and there's a dude standing there holding blocks of ice. That's an odd one right there, Murphy's Law. That's wacky. Yeah, I'm dreaming about the PLXC RDB. That's like the last thing. Night Vision PLXC RDB. If anybody wants to donate to my dream, my future dreams fund, um, you know, feel free. Because yeah, the last things left on the list are all the expensive things, and even a payment plan is going to hurt. Well, my wife took her CPL class. She went out with her Walther and cleaned up. Two people in her class had his and hers matching staccatos and couldn't hit F all. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like at that point, dude, it's like, nope, they suck.
not the gun. You know, that is the one of the nice things. There's many nice things about having good gear, but like one of the nice things is knowing like it's you. It ain't the gear. Garentham said, "He who has thermal wins." Definitely, thermal is. I mean, at nighttime, and I was talking to Rip Curl about this earlier. Was like, dude, in nighttime, OP, you better have some thermal. If they got thermal and they see you in that OP, dude, you're hot toast. get to disappearing. Hope you got a disappearing cloak or something. You can defeat thermal that way if you're in an observation post. You probably should be like wearing stuff that defeats thermal. Um, if you're sitting out in the open, a lot of people have thermal scopes, so they've been out on the market for a really long time. Until some redneck holds up an emergency foil blanket. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Johnny. That's what I was thinking. You're in that OP, dog. Put that emergency thermal blanket on, then put something else over the top of it. Yo, we're good. Hey RDR, how's it going? Maverick, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, there's even now. I don't know if they're selling it. I seen on Instagram they make the thermal defeating umbrella. You know, pop that umbrella, like especially from drones, dude. The drone warfare. I mean, bless our hearts, we haven't had to experience it like firsthand here in our country. But like drones with thermal capabilities, bro, you could take out so many people like viciously. Viciously. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The type of terrorist attack that we don't ever want to see is a drone attack, thermal drone attack at that. Like, bro, brutal, brutal. Everything is changing so rapidly. Don't start your BDUs. Yeah, I saw that umbrella. Yeah, that thing's sick. So did I, Murph. Yep, yep. Um, I mean, I don't know how much time is left, man. Uh, I would really say, dude, like uh, today, like everyone who's in this chat and everyone who watches this video, make a vow to improve every day for how many days we got left. That's fitness, eating healthier, gym, gear, equipment, storage, something. The list is so big, right? That like, oh, winter's coming, food storage, uh, uh, thinking of it from like a winter is coming perspective. Like you don't even have any furs, But ammo storage, mags loaded. The only mags not loaded are ones that you either are going to dry fire with, or you know, you're to and from the range. Those mags, you can even just load them up with range ammo. Keep them loaded. Just have a couple mags for dry fire. I would say, dude, at this point, like we just don't know. We can't trust anybody but each other, y'all. We can't. Um, getting right spiritually, yeah, that should be the number one step. Kalishnikov mania. Glad you're here. I love my Kalishnikov KP9. That is my Kalishnikov of choice. Glad you're here. Tactical Muffin Top. Glad you joined us, brother. Glad you joined us. By the way, if you're new hopping in the comments, you got to put one thing you regret purchasing. It has to involve like survival, tactical gear, or something like that. But like one purchase regret that you have, feel free to drop it in the chat. But getting right spiritually, dude, is everything. Obviously I need to get a little bit better at making sure I don't say any bad words. But Christ is everything in our lives, man. I could go down. I usually talk about it every single show. Kalishnikov mania. So like if you're new to the channel, this is something I talk about all the time. All you have is eternal life. Your life here is going to fade, just like everything dies. And I'm not a reincarnationist. I'm a Bible believing Christian. And if you're not spiritually right, none of this matters. None of it. Like I mean, it's still good, even if you're not spiritually right, to live to save others, to protect the weak and um, the innocent and those who could use your services, and you're willing to defend them with your life. Still extremely honorable, but on an individual basis, man, you got to get spiritually right. Got to. It's very important. Make sure you don't pick up a weapon during this podcast. YouTube guidelines. Yeah, bro, I've been on YouTube for a hot minute, man. My weapon's back there and on my hip. Um, my channel is done. Also, 225 videos gone. Went to Rumble. Yeah, I'm honestly, I've been doing most of my lives on Rumble, so like I didn't anticipate this live going that long, and I was going to do a lot of talking and not really showing anything. I show guns in all my Rumble videos. Um, but I just wanted to head over kind of and do a YouTube live. I just felt like a YouTube live. Um, Honestly, just to kind of tap in with some of the people who are over here and don't make it over to Rumble. So yeah, I figured, hey, let me tap in. Johnny Propane, for instance, is in here. And I think Johnny has a Rumble, but like sometimes people don't catch me when I'm on Rumble. And I feel like you guys probably saw a notification or came across this video. So that's why I decided to do YouTube live tonight. Catch up with some people that normally miss my Rumble streams. Dang, I missed all the latest drama. Tactical Toolbox, retired grunt pa, AK Operators Union. Huh. Tactical Toolbox, isn't that are those channels? I think 704 Gear had a bunch of videos pulled. Yeah, bro. I actually deleted a bunch of my YouTube videos. I don't know if anybody noticed it, to be honest with you, but I was like, if that video didn't do good, it's just not staying up anyway. What am I keeping it there for? Just for YouTube to hit me with something. Um, let's see. Murph, didn't someone else get their channel hosted too within the past couple of days? All flagged and almost gone. Yeah. Well, dude, definitely go sub up to my Rumble channel. I do pretty much a live for every Friday night. Rumble has made it hard to upload regular hard videos. It just takes so long. So, like, I still kind of upload hard videos to YouTube, and I mainly do my lives over on Rumble. This is the first time I've done a live. I've also learned how to. I'll probably upload this to Rumble, so if anybody's over there, they'll catch it. Um, but yeah, YouTube been on this, so they're gonna keep doing it. Yeah, YouTube. I mean, dude, you know who owns YouTube. Channels that got hosed. I only use YouTube for advertising my videos on Rumble. Yeah, and I did that for a long time. It does help. Rumor has it they are eyeballing Hickok too. Dude, Hickok got like 7 million followers. I don't know. You know, they that one country over there that's kind of by Iran said something about like, they're gonna crack down on internet conversations. So the ones that bought TikTok and all that, those people. So it ain't looking good. It's like anything firearms related is getting booted. Toolbox has 2 million. All of those channels you named got booted off YouTube. Dang. It's Tactical. I think Tactical Toolbox is that one guy. Military Arms channel has 2 strikes. He's been betting trying to comply. Dude, I'm guys, those of you who have come by my channel a long time, dude, they demonetized me right before I was able to get monetized. Like I have been so like disinterested in really trying to. I was actually, if any of you guys want to toss in some names in the bunch, me and Armsman and Drew in Oregon. I'm actually probably looking at a rebrand off of the Red Dawn Readiness. I'll probably keep it around. It'll still be around, so like you can't even change your name on Rumble, so it'll still be Red Dawn Readiness. But I'm probably going to create a different channel and another name and get away from like something that's obviously anti-communist, uh, revolutionist kind of name because they hate Red Dawn. Um, Also trying to just separate myself from like the movie and like something more personal that's just geared towards me. So if anybody has any names they want to throw out there they like and haven't been used, yeah, almost all his videos. Every Town for Gun Safety is behind the purge. Yeah, I believe it. He feeds his kids and wife with this shit. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could ever even have that option. I always got to work full time. Like it would have been nicer if I would have been able to get monetized. I mean, I would have been able to feed my wife and my kids with super chats or whatever it is, monetize videos, and they stopped me in my tracks before I could even make a buck. Um, the issues with these channels is that they left their jobs to make YouTube their primary income. I've always said that was a big mistake. Even some of the old school guys I still speak with. Yeah, I mean, but like they got spoiled, like they were breaking into YouTube. A lot of the people with really big channels have been on YouTube for like over 10 years, right? So like they hit the golden age. It's like the boomers of YouTube, right? Like they got blessed enough when the economy was booming and they could make tons of money that it made sense at the time for them to do that. But it's not a free platform. It is ran by who we all known for a really long time. So you got to see the forest through the trees and plan ahead because go anti-communist content. Well, yes, that is what we are, anti-communist content. Been on YouTube for over a year. It's crazy the content YouTube is pushing. YouTube tried to flag a video of mine recently for asking people why they use YouTube and directed them to Rumble. I appealed it and won. Nice. Before it got bad. Yeah, exactly. I sell real estate part time to buy ammo. Nice. That's what's up. Yeah, I could still monetize if I wanted, but that's not why I started this. Yeah, I mean, I would say do it. I would say why not do it? If there's an opportunity, like you just do what you love, and if the money comes, then that's just a plus, But there's no reason not to monetize if you can. The answer to communism is fascism. Be fascist. Yeah, I mean, fascism is better than communism. Yo, Red TMT. It still sucks. Fascism sucks too, but it's better than communism. Yo, Red, Tactical Muffin Top, Lightning Scott, fellas, been a while. Good to see you. Good to see you. At 2 million subscribers, Tactical Toolbox sees a pretty big check. I love the guy, but I know some of the BS also. Gotcha. I think I know who we're talking about now. I think I've seen his video. It's all right. It's all right. You me bad. I turned my history and suggestion video. I cleared all my history and stuff and everything. Everything that you watch gets stored into data and starts clogging up your cell phone. I didn't realize that. When you clear all your history and everything in YouTube, it like clears data off your phone. Nice, Murphys. That's what's up. Tactical Tool knew this was coming. I warned him. Go to Rumble. Bro, with as many followers as he has, Rumble will welcome him and he'll be able to make an income on Rumble. The thing is again, a lot of these older dudes got very spoiled with the money that came and the mass followings that came in the early days from not having anyone else to compete with. Now there's a million channels. They could make a video, take a week to make it, upload it, and get paid, right? Like, here's 500,000 views, and you get paid on every one. So like starting with Rumble, it's like you got to do live streams and get super chats and like do stuff. So like it's just a beast of a income stream to rely on is social media. Like I don't think it should ever be your main income is like I make content. Ugh. Like yeah, I mean you can do it, and if you're successful at it, like more power to you, dude. It's absolutely awesome. But you should always be like taking that money and starting a brick and mortar type business, even if it's like online sales and it's not brick and mortar. It's just a income stream. Diversify, y'all. You know how it is. That diversified portfolio and income streams, it protects you. What we call it in sales is legs on a stool. The more legs you have, every time you chop one off, your stool's not going to fall down. Tim Harper at 24,000 subscribers. I do agree. Yeah, you gotta do podcasts. Even if you record them and don't do them live and post them, is also very good. It hasn't been good views for me. Like for a while on StreamYard, I would do my Rumble stream and then either that night or the following day post it to YouTube. But like I'm also on here solo. A lot of people want to hear multiple people have a conversation. I'm having a conversation with you guys in the chat, and they can't follow along like that on a rewatch, so it doesn't come across as good. I get free stuff from companies that contact me, and I warn them I'm going to break it. Nice. I mean, hey, if you need to use it, don't break it. Also that when if you private, also that even if you private your videos, they can strike you. Yeah, YouTube is up to stuff. But the main thing, man, I just I really am really trying to focus a lot on just getting people prepared and motivating you guys, dude. Like motivate myself to keep myself accountable based on the things I say, because that is truly how I feel, and motivate you guys to, like I said, make a goal every day, something better. Every day, one day better. Dry fire, working out, reading your Bible, praying, eating right, taking care of yourself, all that, dude. Like, just do something, at least one thing a day. It's really hard because I know how busy everybody is. I know how busy I am. But yeah, every day, one thing improve in your life to make you more prepared for what's coming in the future. And yeah, I don't know. I may have already said that, Kalish. I may have already said that. Lightning Scott. I have like 4 subscribers. 3 of them are my mom. That's hilarious. Um, I speak the truth YouTube channel. Yeah. How about Herrera? That was surprising. Yeah, that's nice. Shout out to Brandon Herrera. Um, Congratulations, bro. We're happy to see it. Let's go, Brandon. Literally. You got to add the literally in there. Facts. Tony Gonzalez dropped out. Good. Good. Um, but yeah, I mean, dude, just get your stuff ready, man. I hope you guys have been training. Hope you've been taking care of your bodies. If you can walk, I hope you've been walking. I hope you can run. And if you can't run, I hope you got plans. I hope you got a bicycle. I hope you got something, because you just never know, man. Like whatever it is, I get a electric bicycle, dude. Keep it charged up. You never know when you gotta beat the pavement and get up out of there and stay on the move or gather resources, become a nomad. Uh, you never know, man. Have clothing. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I buy pretty much all my clothes from Costco. I love Costco clothes. I love them. Socks are good to get at like Amazon, Marshalls. Save the money where you can save it. Just get things to give yourself options. Pack multiple go bags, and Brandon will go up against a Democrat. There is no runoff anymore. Tony's a turd. Also, make sure you got holsters, dude. Shout out to the armsmen. If you got a handgun that doesn't have a holster, and if you had to leave, that is a handgun you're taking with you, have a holster for it. Gotta have holsters. Have a good gun belt. I love the Hunter Constantine gun belt. I'm telling you, game changer for your carry. EDC, everything, man. Like holsters and slings. Yep. Holsters and slings, super important. Never one sling, never one holster. And have a backup holster. I actually just had the condiments drawer talk with some people recently. Facts, condiments drawer or condiments Ziploc bags. I do it in the Ziplocs. Uh, Stack them. Condiments, everything. Stack everything, dude, because we know they're going to pull the rug out from under us at some point. Holster, slings, ammo, magazines. Straight up, man. I'm 63 and do 5 miles a day on a treadmill with body armor on. That's fire. I really want to buy a treadmill, man. I really want to buy a treadmill. I've got everything, and it's real pew-pews to ensure 100% quality fitment. Yeah, he does. The Armsman has freaking every holster you can imagine. You want a holster with an Olight Balder Mini? He's got you. You want a holster with a Surefire, a Streamlight, uh, every freaking light, every freaking gun. Armsman's got it, and he makes high quality stuff. Definitely hit him up, dude. Go to his website. You know what? You know what, Armsman? Hold on. I'm gonna make you a moderator, player, and you can drop the link to your website because I know you personally. So if you mess it up, then I can always, pull you aside and have a talk with you. Add as moderator. There you go. And actually, right now, I think I need to do this while I actually can, while we're on live. This has been a backup channel of mine, and I need to remove it as a moderator. For the channel. How do I message remove? No. Channel activity. No. Dang, it won't let me remove my backup channel as a moderator because I think I can't comment on other stuff or do certain things if it's a managing moderator. I bought a holster Smith kit, but too busy building guns. Yeah, I'm trying to buy a stipple kit, and I want to start stippling. That's like something I really want to do. PLX now too. Is that the Olight? Is that what it's called? The PLX? Just look at Europe's current status. I need a couple holsters. Bro, I'm telling you, you be straight. Get you some Armsmans. Bought a holster Smith kit. Yeah, man. So I just wanted to come on here, give you guys something to think about when it comes to your gear, your equipment. Put your shit on. Put your shit on, run around, train, go shooting, get outdoors, touch grass, pray to Jesus Christ. When you die, that is who you're going to be facing. You're not going to be facing some guy who married a 6-year-old, and you're not going to be facing whoever they think this guy Hashem is. But yeah, Jesus Christ, King and Lord over the entire earth, created every earth. Not every earth, this earth, only one earth. Created everything that you see with your eyes, and just get to know him, man, because he will change your outlook, your demeanor, your confidence on living. And he'll give you forgiveness for anything you've ever done in life. So never think you've ever done anything unless you hurt a child. Then find a bridge. And then figure out what to do at the top of it. PNW Minuteman 2000. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Welcome. Love the M81 Woodland. One of my go-tos. Paddle is not a problem. I have tons of options. Bro, Armsman's got whatever you want, bro. I miss LARPing. LARP. LARP it up. LARP it up, dude. Straight up, man. LARP it up. Run around. Experience the climate, the sunlight, the cold. Wear your kit. Test it out. Push yourself. Sprint. Run. Trying to find a laser engraver to Form 1 SBR that won't cost over 1K. Nice. Yeah, I need actually waiting on an approval for a Form 1. It's been over a month. Has it been over a month? No, not over a month. Just waiting on a suppressor also that just got submitted today. I'll keep you guys posted on how long the suppressor takes. I'm expecting the suppressor to come back before the Form 1. I've heard Form 1s are taking about 60 days, self-built Form 1s. I hear that purchased Form 1s are coming back a little quicker. But, guys, just remember, do not exercise your constitutional Second Amendment rights until you get approval letters from the ATF, right? That is how the current world works, apparently, which I think is a disgrace. So, yeah, 14 days for Form 1, a built Form 1, man, I'm past 14 days. I ain't been on here forever. Yeah, bro. Hey, sub up to my Rumble channel. Like I said, guys, I go live every Friday night. Sometimes it's at 11:30, sometimes it's at 12, sometimes it's at 12:30. I like to get things done, kind of chill out, and then hop on here for a little bit. I use Silencer Shop SBR Form 1. I should have did that. I'm gonna do that on my next Form 1. I have one more to do. Murphy, I was just talking about you today. Actually, someone borrowed my knife, and I asked where I got it. It was the one I won from you forever ago. Dope. I hid a Bible in my shop roof when those become illegal. Bro, if those become illegal, I'm not hiding nothing. We're having it out over my Bible. I ain't running around hiding my Bibles. You want to burn my Bibles? Boy, you're going to have to burn me with it. Nope. But I feel you on that. I mean, it's good to still put things back and put things away. Because even if they burn you, maybe someone else will find it. So, ATF is trying to classify flicks as machine guns now. Yeah. Wait until the ATF hits super safeties after the RB cases are over. Yeah, and wait till Gavin Newsom becomes president. Good luck with FRTs. Bible becomes illegal. I will be Ruby Ridge for real, right? Glocks. Well, yeah, man, hit the like button on this video. If you guys could all leave me a comment, I'm going to tell you the truth, man. The coolest thing is like seeing 10, 15 comments after the show. We got 16 people in here. I'm going to call it. It's getting late over here. I got to get up and hit the gym, working out tomorrow. Just trying to get better every day, man. Keep the faith. Let's all protect each other and have some good plans and make change in the world. The only people that can change the world is us. And God steps in and does his thing, but we got the capabilities to do great things every day, and let's not waste that time. Yep. G43X coming with 15 round mags. I just want to see what kind of mags they are first. Overall, guys, please leave a comment after the show. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate y'all. Boy, Red Dawn over and out. Christ.
Wolverines.